And I'm Beth Jones. 3 people are in custody tonight after an incident in Norridge Walk that sent schools into lockdown and shuttered businesses.
Police were called to a home on the airport road for a reported home invasion and armed robbery around 8 o'clock this morning. According to the Somerset County Sheriff's Office, 2 males and a female entered the residence and allegedly proceeded to assault the resident of the home and take a large sum of money. They say when deputies arrived, the suspects had fled and proceeded into the woods on foot. The State Police Tactical Team, Fairfield Police, Skowhegan Police, and a Forest Service helicopter were all called in to assist the Sheriff's Office as they searched the Airport Road and Route 2 area.
It was a great example of teamwork, collaboration. There was a lot of communications that took place for this to be a successful event. Right.
Sheriff Lancaster says they were able to capture the female suspect fairly quickly, and later in the afternoon, 2 other suspects were located near the Baker farm. All 3 are currently facing Class A armed robbery charges. Sheriff Lancaster says the resident of the home did not sustain any life-threatening injuries during the incident. He says this is an ongoing investigation and more charges are possible.
Meanwhile, a rare sight in Augusta today as all 3 branches of government are involved in a case at the Maine Supreme Judicial Court. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard was there and has more on how this case came to be.
This is a significant dispute between 2 branches of government that affect matters of public interest.
On Wednesday, the Maine Supreme Judicial Court heard arguments in the case of the Government Oversight Committee v. Maine DHHS. The case revolves around whether or not DHHS has to comply with subpoenas issued by the committee for confidential records related to the 4 child deaths they are investigating.
This court has already answered the question with an unequivocal yes. The executive branch cannot withhold documents from the legislature simply because they are not publicly available. For over 50 years, this court has recognized that an investigative committee may compel production of confidential records unless expressly prohibited by statute.
Arguments made by the GOC cited a 1970 Maine Supreme Court case, Maine Sugars v. Maine Industrial Building Authority, in which the court ruled that confidential documents must be turned over to an investigative committee when subpoenaed. The Attorney General's office, which is representing Maine DHHS, disagrees and says this is about maintaining separation of powers.
By rejecting the GOC's novel claims and affirming the Superior Court's reasoned decision, this court can, in fact, preserve the carefully calibrated balance between and among our 3 branches of government.
The Supreme Court didn't issue a ruling on the arguments made Wednesday, but says a written ruling is expected soon due to the January 3rd start date of the new legislative session. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In the wake of the resignation of Maine's Office of Child and Family Services Director, DHHS Commissioner Jean Lambrou testified before the Government Oversight Committee this afternoon. Commissioner Lambrou says they have named Bobby Johnson as acting director. Johnson has around 30 years of experience in the child welfare system. Lambrou adds that while they have begun a nationwide search for a permanent director, she has complete confidence in Johnson's ability to lead the department. Members of the committee also discussed a proposed bill that would separate the Office of Child and Family Services from Maine DHHS.
Years ago, there were bills that would create separate child welfare departments. At that time, the department opposed those bills because of concern about integration of services and potential costs. All that said, we presented to the Blue Ribbon Commission on that studying the Department of Health and Human Services about a month ago and said we're willing to reconsider that position.
Commissioner Lambrou went on to say the department is continuing to address concerns raised by child caseworkers, including staffing, pay, and workload.
A budget signed this week by Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey clears the way for utilities to recover added costs caused by delays of a project to bring Canadian hydropower to the New England grid. The 145-mile transmission line known as the CMP corridor will stretch from Lewiston, Maine to the Canadian border. The head of Central Maine Power's corporate parent company Avangrid previously said the cost of the $1 billion project grew to $1.5 billion because of delays and inflation legislation during a prolonged court battle. It received all regulatory approvals but was plagued by delays, litigation, and a referendum in which Maine voters said no to the project. It was allowed to move forward after a Maine jury concluded that the developers had a constitutional right to proceed despite the referendum. Legislation, including the supplemental budget approved Monday, allows transmission service agreements to be renegotiated by utilities, and those costs will be ultimately passed along to Massachusetts ratepayers. Construction on the project resumed in August.
A candlelight vigil on Union Street in Bangor honored the memory of 3 people who lost their lives in a fire. Our Doug Banks was there.
2 years ago, 5 people took shelter in an abandoned home across from a Union Street church in Bangor after being removed from a homeless encampment. Tragically, a fire broke out on December 5th. Of those 5, Andrew Allen, Dylan Smith, and Timmy Tuttle did not make it out alive. Wednesday night, a vigil honored their memory.
Camping out in a house that is not up to code and trying to light fires to stay warm is an act of desperation. But seeing people turn out even in a cold night like this when they have no obligation to do it does give me a lot of hope. They're recognizing them as individuals rather than a demographic.
What led to the deaths of these 3 individuals was vastly systemic. The unhoused community, which might be constantly in survival mode, so they're not able to go to funerals and take the space to really properly grieve.
If there's one thing to take away from this empty lot sitting across from 193 Union Street, it's that there needs to be a change. And it needs to happen now.
We need government to really step up. We've had unprecedented amounts of money come into the area through the American Rescue Plan Act. I look at this empty lot and I think we need to build. We need to build more houses.
For people here, even when the last candle ceases to burn, the memory of these 3 men shines on.
Homeless people don't pop out of the ground, There are conditions that create them in lives that precede this, and for every unhoused community member here, there is a tragic story in which the system has failed them.
In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
According to the National Road Safety Foundation, the year-end holiday period from Thanksgiving through New Year's is one of the most dangerous times to drive. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with officials about important travel safety reminders this season.
It's a sad thing when a family have to get that knock on the door because someone has been killed in a car crash.
Traffic crashes are a leading cause of death during the winter holiday season.
We average about 6,400 traffic deaths nationwide, and a lot of this is attributed to impairment.
The National Road Safety Foundation says alcohol, fatigue, and distracted driving are often the major factors in fatal holiday crashes. Those factors, coupled with winter weather, call for elevated levels of caution this time of year.
We have weather that alters plans, and folks are so focused on wanting to be part of something positive, and so they're going to continue to travel. We see an increase of traffic crashes.
Law enforcement say this is often one of the most difficult times of the year for public safety officials.
Most traffic crashes certainly aren't criminal intent. They are simply individuals that are not paying attention, and it's not paying attention to the conditions of the road at the time.
Officials say it's important to allow extra time to clear snow and ice off your vehicles for clear visuals and to prevent debris from impacting other drivers on the road.
You can totally prevent these things from happening. We can prevent them from happening if we take responsibility by following the rules of the road.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Certainly a timely reminder as we not only combine the onset of real winter weather with the onset of holiday stress and rushing around trying to get things done. I think it's really easy to overlook something simple like properly scraping and clearing your vehicles. You just have to get where you're going.
Exactly.
But it can cause real problems.
It's such a busy and stressful time of the year, and so just taking those few extra minutes to make sure you're checking those boxes is so important.
It really is. Well, speaking of winter weather, let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth. Our first weather is brought to you by Winterport Sheds. Do you need extra storage, a place to live, camp on your lot, building for your pets? Check them out at Winterport or at the Bangor Mall, and of course at winterportsheds.com. Wow, what a cold start to the day. Can you believe that? Temperatures were 2 below zero here in town. Millinocket area, same story. So we did have pockets of very cold air. But look at this, just down south, Rockland, 17 degrees. So they got a little bit of a breeze off the ocean. Things stayed a little bit more warmer down there. High temperatures earlier, 22 degrees here in town, 28 in Bar Harbor, 27 in Rockland. And look at the winds, not much at all, right? But a little combination of some winds and those cold temperatures in the area, not a good combo at all, as overnight lows tonight dip right back down into the single digits. Beth?
All right, so keep those warm socks on.
Absolutely.
All
I've got
right.
mine on now. Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10. Wreaths Across America's escort to Arlington returns to Ellsworth as it makes its way to Washington, D.C.
And find out how one local organization is helping out service members who can't make it home for the holidays this year. We'll have those stories and much more when we come back.
I'm Renia Sternberg, Executive Director of the Bangor Symphony Orchestra, and I'm here with Music Director Lucas Richmond and Tim Morin from Quirk Subaru to tell you about the Share the Love event.
Quirk will donate $300 to the Bangor Symphony Orchestra for every Subaru purchased or leased now through the end of December. We are proud to continue to support the Bangor Symphony Orchestra.
Thank you, Tim. Your support helps us continue the holiday tradition of the Nutcracker, December 16th and 17th at the Collins Center for the Arts.
To learn more, visit quirksubaru.com.
Dude, you coming? Alka-Seltzer Plus PowerMax Gels Cold and Flu Relief with more concentrated power. Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, Winter Warriors with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Even though Dorsey Furniture is known for our vast collections of quality home furnishings, sometimes we like to venture into the forgotten passageways and dark corners of our enormous warehouse to mine the odd nightstand, forgotten sofa, orphaned love seat, or the elusive discontinued mattress. Meanwhile, our sales manager, not the bean counters, smashed their original retail prices into tiny fractions of themselves. Dorsey Furniture. Black Friday, black tag sale going on now.
Is marked center stage and is crushed by a baby grand piano.
You're replacing me? Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity.
He doesn't even have a mustache.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Are you doing it my way or it's thy way? It's still raw. What planet are you on? Get out! This is embarrassing.
All new Hell's Kitchen, Thursdays on Fox.
Yes, chef.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, a pro-Palestine rally was held in Bangor on Wednesday. We'll check that out, plus all the latest news from the Government Oversight Committee. And the Maine Public Utilities Commission has recently updated electricity rates. And we'll have our Pet of the Week on a good note, coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. Wreaths Across America's escort to Arlington is the country's longest Veterans Parade, and it begins this Sunday in Ellsworth. Matthew Jurancic has details.
A decade ago, the Hancock County Sheriff's Department made it a tradition to host Wreath Across America in its quest of honoring veterans at Arlington National Cemetery. It's since become more than a tradition. It's a reminder to never forget.
We care for each and every veteran, whether they are serving, actively serving, they are deceased. We still want the family members to know we support their sacrifices.
Before embarking to Arlington, a ceremony is held for veterans and their families, honoring their service and work overseas. A tradition that's seen much success and continues to grow.
2 years ago, we started a piece called Welcome Home, and it's a ceremony where we welcome our Vietnam veterans with a pinning ceremony. Last year, we had over 20 Vietnam veterans that came and were so pleased by the first year that they wanted to be recognized last year.
Due to frigid temperatures, this year's ceremony will be held inside the Ellsworth Down East family's YMCA gymnasium. It's the first time the ceremony has been held indoors. Despite being a first, Down East Family YMCA's Associate Executive Officer Jenny Wood says this has a special place in her heart.
My dad served in the Navy, and he is a veteran. He has now passed on. This means so much to me and to this Y, for all those families out there that have lost loved ones, still have loved ones with us, that we're able to offer this.
Veterans like William Stubbs say they appreciate the support they get from the community.
It made me feel that they cared, somebody cared, to put this on, to honor us. These older ones that, that they bring them, give them some awards and recognize their names and everything, and when they stand up there, and that place is clapping, and they well deserve it. They well deserve it.
This year's ceremony will feature a guest speaker and performances by the Cave Hill School and Jolly Juniors 4-H Club. In Ellsworth, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
And on a side note, our own Susan Farley will be the MC for that event on Sunday. Well, they say there's no place like home for the holidays, but for many of our servicemen and women, that is just not an option. So a local business is sending our Maine soldiers a taste of home. Our Devin Dagnall tells us more.
Our soldiers sacrifice everything for us every day, and so it's the least that we can do just to show our support and appreciation.
For just $50, you can send a Maine soldier the best parts of home, borrowing their family, in a personally curated gift box through Box of Maine. The boxes are filled with a variety of Pine State goodies like Moxie, Humpty Dumpty chips, and Red Snapper hot dogs, just to name a few. According to Box of Maine operations manager Brian Boutot, even though it seems small, something from home means a lot to these troops during the holidays.
It's nice to be able to give them a taste of Maine, a taste of home, just some encouragement. You'd be amazed what just a bag of beef jerky or a balsam fir pillow can mean to somebody that's been gone for 6 months.
Since its initial run with the Maine Veterans Project last year, the sponsor Maine Soldier Box program has already grown considerably.
We've already broken 100 this year, which is awesome because that was our goal, but the names just keep on flowing in. So there's actually more soldiers being deployed this year than there was last year, and we still have more people on our list to send care packages to.
The best part is you don't have to know a Maine soldier to sponsor their box, so as long as you can pay, Box of Maine will take care of the rest. To sponsor a Maine soldier, visit boxofmaine.com/Maine soldier or follow the link on our website, foxbangor.com. In Brewer, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Sounds like something really, really great that you can do for the holidays.
Yeah, you might not think about, how important something as simple as, a bag of chips or just a reminder of home, a Moxie might be, but when you can't get your hands on it.
I'll take the bag of chips.
Yeah, right. Yeah. When you can't get your hands on that, it just it makes it so much more special.
It really does. And of course, we always are so grateful to our men and women who defend our freedom. Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, multiple people killed and wounded as a shooter goes on a rampage through the University of Las Vegas campus earlier today.
And we're less than 6 weeks away now from the Iowa primaries as the race for the president heats up, and hopefully as hopefuls try to gain ground on Donald Trump, we'll have those stories and more when we come right back.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Christmas. It's not your birthday, but it's better than nothing. Season's greetings from Green Bear 420 crew. P.S. Happy birthday, big guy. Season's greetings from Diversified Ink in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for more than 20 years. Season's greetings from Bangor Neon, providing custom signs, vehicle graphics, awnings, and much more for the last 70-plus years.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
An ongoing investigation tonight in Las Vegas after a shooter opened fire, killing multiple people at the University of Nevada. Fox's Sunny Sai has the story.
Just weeks before finals and the holiday break, chaos breaks out on the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus. A shooter opening fire, killing several people.
3 of the victims are confirmed deceased. There is a 4th victim who suffered a gunshot wound and is now currently in Sunrise Hospital, upgraded to stable condition.
Police say the shooter was later found dead on campus.
There is no more ongoing threat to our community here in Las Vegas.
Panic started just before noon Wednesday after UNLV sent out an alert on X saying they were responding to an active shooter near Beam Hall, home of the UNLV's Lee Business School. More than 30,000 students and staff were told, this is not a test, run, hide, fight. While some students were stuck in classrooms,
I didn't want to stay in this classroom. I wanted to just, run from it all, and I was just so scared.
Others were forced to run as shots rang out.
Everyone's running, frantic, hysterical, and then hear, around 30 more gunshots, back and forth, pow, 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 pow.
The shooting sparked a massive police response from multiple jurisdictions, as the school is just a few miles away from the site of the 2017 music festival mass shooting at a casino. White House officials even weighed in.
We are monitoring very closely.
And President Joe Biden released a joint statement shortly after, not only remarking on the Nevada shooting, but also the Texas one where 6 people were killed Tuesday. Biden saying in part, quote, Jill and I join citizens across our nation in praying for the families of our fallen and for those who were injured during these latest acts of senseless violence. At this time, Nevada authorities are still investigating a motive for the school shooting. In Las Vegas, Sunny Sai, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Israeli forces are battling Hamas militants across Gaza in intense fighting that has prevented the distribution of vital aid in much of the territory. The same type of devastation and mass displacement seen in the north is now coming south. Fox's Greg Palcott is in Ashkelon, Israel, with the latest.
Ferocious fighting by Israeli forces in the center of the Hamas stronghold of Khan Yunis, the second biggest city in Gaza. House-to-house combat, militants around any corner. The Israeli Defense Force claims troops have encircled the home of the Gaza leader of Hamas and October 7th mastermind, Yahya Sinwar.
He can't escape, but it's only a matter of time before we get him.
Israel also said to have uncovered in central Gaza the biggest Hamas weapon stash so far. Long-range rockets, anti-tank missiles, drones. This as the IDF continues to blast Gaza with airstrikes, 250 in the last 24 hours. Leaving even more devastation on the ground, 600,000 told to evacuate with little room to move. Aid still mostly held up. but the U.S. says it's still trying to get it in.
I think in the coming days you'll see yet another U.S. military airlift of aid and assistance going into Egypt.
Also caught in the fighting, the 138 hostages still being held in Gaza. Hamas saying no more will be released without a halt in the fighting. Not looking likely now.
We have not lost sight, not for one moment, of our critical mission to rescue our hostages.
Among those freed, amid tales of horror and sexual abuse, some good stories. 17-year-old Maya Leinberg telling of hardship, but also how her dog Bella, who she brought along, helped her through the ordeal.
I'm just so happy that I managed to do this journey with her.
And the U.S. could be getting more involved here. Attorney General Merrick Garland saying today that the Justice Department is investigating and could seek charges against Hamas members who killed 30 Americans on October 7th and kidnapped more. We will hold those responsible, he said. In Ashkelon, Israel, Greg Palkot, Fox News.
A Republican majority in the House narrows even more as former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announces he's leaving his congressional seat. Fox's Chad Pergram has more.
Giving my best to all of you has been my greatest honor.
Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy lost his leadership job. Now he's resigning from Congress after nearly 2 decades.
It is time to pursue my passion in a new arena.
In a Wall Street Journal op-ed titled, "I'm leaving the House but not the fight," the California Republican says his work is just getting started. McCarthy says he plans to keep serving the nation in new ways, but doesn't explain what this means. McCarthy was widely expected to depart after his unprecedented ouster from the Speaker's suite. The deadline to file for re-election was Friday.
Disappointed but happy for him.
McCarthy felt burned by colleagues who removed him in October. Former House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said the two became friends, and others say it's a loss.
The loss of Speaker McCarthy to this institution is going to be felt for a long time. He is an institution unto itself.
You know, there were days where I respected Kevin McCarthy and some days I did not, but I have to tell you that I do believe in his heart he was trying to keep the Republican Party and conference together.
McCarthy's departure narrows the House Republican majority. The new breakdown, 220 Republicans to 213 Democrats. Republicans can only afford to lose 3 votes to pass any legislation. When asked about the new slim majority, House Speaker Mike Johnson said he wasn't concerned.
But Kevin has been a long and trusted friend, and we commend his long service and sacrifices for the House. And we wish him well in the next endeavor. I'm sad to see him go.
A special election to succeed McCarthy likely comes in the spring. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
With less than 6 weeks to go until the presidential primary season kicks off in Iowa, GOP hopefuls are still trying to catch up to former President Trump, who is still leading the polls. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more.
What do President Biden and the GOP candidates on the debate stage have in common? They all want to beat former President Donald Trump.
I don't think he could get elected in this country. I think the media is trying to get him nominated.
I'm waiting for him to get on a debate stage. He can't keep hiding the way he's hiding.
And Biden suggested he wouldn't be in this race if it weren't for his predecessor, saying at a campaign fundraiser Tuesday night, "If Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running, but we cannot let him win."
Every candidate takes into account who they're going to be running against. He's not saying that that's the only reason. I will defeat him.
Of course, Trump doesn't think so.
I personally don't think he makes it physically.
With quite the lead over his GOP challengers, the former president is campaigning as if he's already secured the nomination. He's sitting out another debate and sharing strong words on his plans if he wins a second presidency.
You would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one. Other than day one. We're closing the border and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator.
Meanwhile, Biden is ramping up his re-election campaign with high-priced ticket fundraising events and new campaign ads. His team rolling out a new television ad Wednesday highlighting Biden's work for the Hispanic and Black communities. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Governor Mills launched the statewide expansion of a program to provide free books to kids in Bangor.
And in sports, Husson men's hoops off to a hot start, and they're looking to keep it rolling tomorrow. More of that story after the break.
UCLA battles
Here's Justin Moore and Villanova.
Can you believe this?
Fox Primetime Hoops, Saturday at 7 Eastern.
Do you need to replace your windows, but worry that your project will be hard to schedule and too expensive? Then call Renewal by Andersen, the custom replacement window division of Andersen. Our windows are made with an exclusive Fibrex material that's vastly superior to vinyl and backed by the nation's best warranty. Be sure to ask about our 1-year price lock guarantee to secure a price that's good for 1 full year. Call Renewal by Andersen for your free consultation and a money-saving offer. Installation is always included. Call now.
Maine Quit Link offers free help to stop smoking and vaping, including personalized quit plans and free patches, gum, and/or lozenges with every program. Get connected to a quit coach, trained to develop a plan that works for you. Learn how to curb cravings and overcome slips and relapses. It's free, it works, and people who enroll are 2 times more likely to successfully quit. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mainequitlink.com.
Happy holidays from Flash Me Maine Photo Booth Rentals, where we specialize in making your events fun and memorable. Happy holidays from Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, where every massage is tailored specifically to you. Happy holidays from Alpenglow Adventure Sports, your one-stop shop for everything outdoors and more.
Santa Claus is coming to town, and he's making special stops here at ABC 7 and Fox 22's morning show before the big night. Starting in December, Santa will be here reading your children's emails and letters. Have your kids send their message to Santa by emailing santa@wvii.com or by sending it to our mailing address at 371 Target Industrial Circle in Bangor. And make sure to watch Good Morning Maine on ABC 7 and Fox 22 to see what Santa has to say.
Welcome back. Taylor Swift has been named Time Magazine's new Person of the Year. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the latest from LA.
Cheers and applause on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange as Time Magazine celebrated naming Taylor Swift the 2023 Person of the Year. The pop superstar selected by editors as the individual considered to have had the most influence on the world this past year, beating out contenders Barbie, Hollywood Strikers, and King Charles III. Time Magazine saying, while her popularity has grown across the decades, this is the year that Swift achieved the kind of nuclear fusion, shooting art and commerce together to release an energy of historic force.
To think of why they picked the Person of the Year, moved economies, generated an enormous amount of economic value.
Her sold-out Eras tour expected to generate a jaw-dropping $5 billion in consumer spending, more gross domestic product than 50 countries combined. Plus, Swift released this year a 3-hour IMAX film earning more than $250 million as of last month.
She's just like an incredible person. I think she has like such a beautiful aura.
And while her professional career exploded, it was her personal life that garnered overwhelming attention.
We're lucky we've had her twice now.
Swift's high-profile relationship with Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, uniting Swifties and football fans.
What is the latest status? Spice it up. The latest status is I got to see her last week. That's the latest status right there.
In her Time Person of the Year cover story, Taylor opens up about her relationship, admitting football is, quote, awesome and a sport that she's been missing out her whole life. In Los Angeles, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
I would contend her tour garnered a lot more attention, but that's just me. Well, comedy legend and trailblazer Norman Lear has passed away at the age of 101. Fox's Nate Foy takes a look back at the life of the legendary writer and producer whose career spanned more than 6 decades.
Pay
paid $1.49 for no caffeine? I can pay the same $1.49 and get caffeine.
Cello! How would you like one across your lip?
He broke new ground in the world of television. Norman Milton Lear was born on July 27, 1922, in New Haven, Connecticut. Growing up, his parents fought a lot, a situation he would later use as a source of humor in his work. Lear earned a scholarship to Emerson College in Boston, but left early to serve in World War II. As an officer and radio man, he flew 52 combat missions. After the Army, Lear went into public relations and later moved to Los Angeles to become a comedy writer. By the 50s, he began film writing and producing. In 1959, Lear and director Bud Yorkin created Tandem, a production company. Together, they made a series of light comedy movies. But Lear missed TV. He wanted to produce a hit television series. That brought him to Britain, where Lear's TV revolution was born. He bought the rights to Till Death Us Do Part, a controversial British comedy that featured a bigot and his bickering family. Lear put his stamp on it, and in January 1971, All in the Family debuted on CBS. The show was a hit, with the loudmouth Archie Bunker and his family becoming popular TV figures.
Guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days.
A year later, Lear did it again, coming out with Sanford & Son, a comedy about a black junkyard dealer.
Now, I looked that up in the paper this morning. You know what it's going for? 38 cents a pound.
Well, why don't he know that? Just because he's white don't mean he's dumb.
And then Maude, a spin-off to All in the Family that starred B. Arthur. These shows did more than entertain. They broke television barriers, dealing with topics like racism and abortion. In 1974, Lear came out with Good Times, another spin-off, the first TV series to put a black family at the center of its story. In 2021, Lear became the third person to receive the Golden Globe's annual Lifetime Achievement Award for television.
At close to 99, I can tell you that I've never lived alone. I've never laughed alone. And that has as much to do with my being here today as anything else I know.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only Candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today. Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome to MasterChef Junior, home for the holidays.
I thought we were all going to wear costumes for this.
Bah, humbug! The MasterChef Junior Holiday Special begins December 10th on Fox.
Welcome back, my friends. Hope you had a wonderful day so far. Our main weather is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studios in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. And a pretty good day out there precipitation-wise for us. Temperature-wise, yeah, not quite at all. Clouds in the area here in town, same story, just east of town, by the coast, up north. Everybody all over Maine did see a good amount of clouds today. We did also see some peaks of sunshine. Look at the rain, though. The sunshine's not going to be here for long. By end of this week, Sunday into that Monday, Tuesday time frame, looks like more rain. Yes, rain will be back, possibly around an inch here in town. Higher rainfall totals just up north, and then up into Canada, into Quebec. We are looking at those red colors. That does indicate around 2+ inches of liquid equivalent rain. That will be mixing with a little bit of snow as well. Now, future snowfall for our area pretty much at 0. Maybe a few snowflakes mixing in, but overall, though, really warm temperatures will make their way up north, and we're actually going to stay mainly rain this time around. You got to go well up north, closer to Caribou and Presque Isle to tap into a good amount of snow that will fall. Now, look at this. It's feeling like winter, right? It's December. It's getting cold. It's very cold out there still. Around 5-6 inches of snow here in town, a little bit less on the outskirts, and then up north, Millinocket, and north of that, we're looking at a lot higher snowfall totals, where some places north of Greenville have around a foot of snow on the ground. Now, of course, Christmas is around the corner. I'm starting to really get into the feels of things, right? You got a little bit of snow on the ground, cold temperatures. Well, take a look at this. In Pennsylvania, upstate New York, into our area, we are looking at around 50 to 60% chance of a white Christmas. This is on average for this year. So let's go. I really hope we get into that 60+ range and at least an inch of snow on the ground by Christmas. But temperatures are going to warm up. All this warm air will make its way into our area, so we're going to melt a lot of the snow that's on the ground the next several days, pretty much through the weekend into beginning of next week. We're looking at a push of warmer air. Of course, snow to the north of Quebec, and same story west of that. And then here in our area, mainly 40s, even some 50s sticking around. So, of course, that's going to be mostly rain in the area by beginning of next week. A little bit of snow wrapping around on the back end. Overall, though, warm temperatures will be back. Not tonight, not at all. 6 degrees, that's our low temperature for tonight. Mostly clear skies with a light breeze. It's going to feel much colder than that, especially by tomorrow morning. Please bundle up and put on your layers. A hat, a scarf, and of course some gloves are key. For tomorrow, though, mid-20s outside, mostly sunny skies, and those cold temperatures will stick around as well. Our extended forecast outlook does show 30s making a comeback Friday into Saturday, and then 40s and 50s Sunday into Monday.
All righty, comrade.
So the warm-up is on. We'll definitely take it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
Welcome to Rebecca's. For over 30 years, we've been serving our local customers in downtown Bangor, and we invite you to explore our historic shop.
Rebecca's carries many Maine-made products from local artisans. Perhaps you need a gift basket for your next celebration. We'll be glad to help. From blueberry ceramic dishes, gourmet foods featuring Stonewall Kitchen, fine wines to antique dishes and furniture. You're sure to find that perfect gift.
We hope to see you soon at Rebecca's.
At U.S. Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone.
She's here.
Then, give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with half-off fun from foxbangor.com.
It's the new celebrity guessing game.
Who is the celebrity behind the relative?
That could win you life-changing money.
You got it right!
We Are Family, January 3rd on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. It was a big night for Maine athletics. 3 games in action. Maine women's hoops are home. Maine men's hoops and Maine men's hockey on the road. Let's start things off up in Orono. Black Bears looking for a big non-conference win. They are hosting Harvard on Wednesday night. Second quarter, Ann Simon kicks it to J.C. Christopher, and she drills the corner 3. She had 13 points on the night. Third quarter, Harvard's Carly White finds Lola Mullaney for the lay-in. Next possession, White to Mullaney again. She's going to hit the 3 right in the living room. Harvard goes up 4. Later, Ann Simon to Adriana Smith to Sarah Hodgson in the corner for 3. That's going to give the Black Bears the lead. Finally, it's Smith. She is going to find Simon. She pulls up for 3, and she smacks that one. Maine up 9. Black Bears win big, 79-61.
With them having one of their best players out, we knew that they were going to come out even harder to get the win for her, but we were prepared. I think our defense really helped us to secure that win.
All right, staying with basketball, Maine men in action, looking for their 7th win of the year, taking on Boston University. Black Bears down early, but here comes Kellen Times. He's going to get inside, make a man miss, gets the layup to fall. Great move there. Looking to take the lead now is the Black Bears. It's going to be Peter Filipovich, a full head of steam to the basket. He gets the tough look to drop. He had 20 points on the night. Second half, BU would make this interesting, though. Ethan Okwasa, he's going to spot up from 3, and he's going to nail the deep ball off the screen. Terriers coming back. It is a 1-point game now. Maine has it, Times with it, gets to the free throw line, pulls up, and splashes it. 21 points for him. Maine wins 74-65. It's their best start since 2004. And finally, to the ice now. Union College trying to hold off the Black Bears, who are looking for 3 wins in a row. First period, less than 3 minutes into the game. Felix Trudeau, he's going to get this one point blank, and he connects to put Maine up 1-0. Black Bears strike first. Same score in the first. It's going to be Scott Harrison getting it on the breakaway. Gets a good look, and he scores. That's going to make it 2-0 Maine. No score now in the no score in the second. Third period, Union power play. John Prokop gets it right in the center. He puts it past Victor Osman, so that lead is cut in half. Under 2 minutes to play now. Union pulls the goalie, but Maine gets the turnover. They get it to Josh Nadeau, who walks it in to make it 3-1. Maine wins by that final, their 9th win of the year. All right, let's move back to some college hoops now. Husson men's basketball is out to a hot 7-1 start, and a huge spark is coming from a new face in town. The Eagles returning a bunch of key talent from last year, but junior guard Riles Neff is making a name for himself. The transfer from Menlo College in California is averaging 18 points a game. He's shooting 53% from the field, and he's also racking up 6 assists per game. And head coach Warren Caruso says him helping his teammates is the biggest contribution.
It's kind of pulled things all together for us, kind of make everything work. Him coming in has taken some pressure off some other guys, some of the young guys that were playing, and really helped them become better.
It's obviously a good feeling, but obviously it wouldn't happen without the guys around me and the whole team. It kind of put me in a system where I can thrive, and yeah, I'm enjoying it.
So far, the Eagles are at the top of the NAC with 84 points a game on offense, and those numbers may not tell the whole story. Coach Caruso believes his team is still feeling out themselves. The defense is also leading the conference in points allowed per game, so honing in on that will be key to becoming more complete as they head into the rest of the season.
Our offensive execution has to get better. We're putting some points up, but our execution can be at a higher level. Really pleased with our defensive end of the floor. Our numbers at that end are really good. And offensively, I think we just got to continue to find ourselves and define some roles that will come into play here as the semester ends.
All right, wishing them the best of luck the rest of the way. Let's go back to the court now. The Maine Celtics dropping the first game of a long homestand Wednesday night to the Delaware Bluecoats, but some good news coming out of the Expo Wednesday morning. Earlier in the day, the Celtics announcing next Saturday night, December 16th, will be Lewiston Strong Night at the Expo. Boston Celtics Shamrock Foundation will be donating $50,000 to the Lewiston Auburn Metro Foundation. The team will also be wearing Lewiston Blue Devil colors in that night, and what promises to be an uplifting night for the Lewiston Auburn community.
The state of Maine is a small community, and I mean, unfortunately, with the circumstances that we've had to do this under, but you see the strength of this community from top to bottom, you know, and I think the night of the 16th, I'm hoping that we are able to pack the house and, more importantly, be able to support that community in a way. And once again, we're uplifting and celebrating.
That should be a good night indeed. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 Series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
It's marked center stage and is crushed by a baby grand piano.
You're replacing me?
Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity.
He doesn't even have a mustache. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Dude, you coming? Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. With Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and flu relief. Also try for fizzy fast cough relief.
Because I have both Medicaid and Medicare, I got a special Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare. It's called DSNP. That's DSNP. And it stands for Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. My grandson, it's my boy.
Hey, Grandma.
And a WellCare DSNP comes with a whole lot of these. As in, WellCare gives me benefits I can use every day, and real human support, and answers I can understand. And I get benefits like $0 copays on prescriptions and a WellCare Spendables debit card to pay for things like dental, utilities, and groceries. I can even use it to pay at the pump for gas. And that means a WellCare DSNP provides what I need when I need it. And that gives me the confidence I need to get through every day.
The coverage you need and more. Call or visit wellcareyes.com to see if you qualify for more benefits.
John Hamm stars as Detective Marvin Flute in
Grim Bite. Big Bite. Grimsburg.
Special preview January 7th on Fox.
The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is asking the community for help with their annual Secret Santa initiative. For the past 9 years, the Sheriff's Office has been collecting donations during the winter months to help folks with basic needs. The money donated goes towards purchasing groceries, helping rural food banks, and providing a few special gifts along the way. The Sheriff's Office says whether it's paying for someone's gas or showing up to area grocery stores and paying people's tabs, it leaves an impact on the officers and the community.
Sometimes our officers are asked to do difficult things, and they're not always in the positive light. And many of us don't have the financial resources to be able to go out and do these events on their own. But as a group, to be able to go out as law enforcement together and provide these blessings through our Secret Santa initiative to individuals all over the county is amazing.
Donations will be accepted well beyond the holidays, though, as they plan to continue giving back to the community all through the winter season. Cash or checks can be dropped off or mailed to the Sheriff's Office at 85 Hammond Street in Bangor.
You can forget about Casual Friday. A new weekday tradition is taking one elementary school by storm, thanks to a couple of sharply dressed third graders. Our David Ledford brings us their story.
You start dressing up.
If you were to walk down the halls of Chelsea Elementary School on a Wednesday morning, you'd be forgiven for thinking they were gearing up for this year's big dance. But for them, it's just another day at school. Every week for the past few months, students hit the bus in their nicest suits, dresses, and neckties for Dapper Wednesday.
I just like how people say, nice, I look good. I like how people say that.
The tradition began when a second grade student started wearing his suit to school. After that, his friend joined in. Soon after that, a bus driver. And before you knew it, the whole school was taking part.
These two boys are sitting there with suits, so I went up. I looked at them and said, you guys wear your suits again, and I'm in.
I went home one day, and I told my mom I'm wearing my suit every Wednesday.
Staff say the trend caught on quickly, and for kids who don't have the means to dress up each week,
Mr. P was very generous, and he got 40 ties, and he went around the school and he gave them ties if they needed any.
Once we started this and it was going on, I just wanted to make sure that it was open for everybody. If a kid doesn't have a tie, we get him a tie.
Educators say Dapper Wednesday isn't just about looking good, it's also about feeling good.
I think the self-esteem for students is just jumps up, and seeing them smile and feel good about themselves. You can tell just by looking at them that there's a difference.
Only in the third grade, the two young men who started it all are already thinking about the legacy they'll leave behind.
I hope it goes for a while,
even after we've gotten out of college.
In Chelsea, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I have no words. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. All right, well, Governor Janet Mills launched the statewide expansion of a program to provide free books to kids in Bangor today, and it's all part of a partnership with an organization that was actually started by singer-songwriter and, in my view, megastar Dolly Parton. At the Bangor Public Library this morning, Governor Mills announced that 4,500 Maine kids are currently receiving books through Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Each child enrolled in the program receives one book per month from birth to age 5 at no cost to their families. As part of the announcement, Dolly Parton herself sent in a pre-recorded message for Mainers.
I'm thrilled that we'll be working with Lori Fisher and her state library to ensure that every young child in Maine has access to books early in life. So happy reading, Maine, and remember that I will always love you.
Supporting childhood literacy also has important impacts on our economy. Our state needs every person to contribute to our society, and that starts with giving them skills of this sort at an early age.
Last year, the legislature approved $200,000 to expand the program statewide, and currently the Maine State Library is working with the Dollywood Foundation to bring the program to all 16 counties in the state, with a goal of enrolling 65% of all eligible children into the program. And to learn more, you can visit imaginationlibrary.com. Love Dolly so much.
Yeah, it's such a great initiative, and glad to see it's expanding here too.
Yeah, it's literacy. I mean, you can't champion a better cause.
You really can't.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that's going to do it for us from every